Open letter to the great people of Iran, together for the boycott of presidential elections and a nonviolent transition from the Islamic Republic to a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Dear compatriots, we, the signatories of this letter, represent a cross-section of Iran with different political opinions, religions and beliefs, cultural and ethnic backgrounds, and from various cities and locations throughout our country. Just like you, millions of Iranian citizens, we have been victims of brutal treatments and mismanagement of the Islamic Republic's leadership, Ali Khamenei, and his regime's constitution for the past 42 years. I humbly and kindly ask you, our dear compatriots, together as a national, secular, democratic coalition movement, to boycott the election of the Islamic Republic of Iran in June 2021 in the name of Iran's national interests and in favor of a non-violent transition from Velayat Faqih and its constitution to a secular democratic constitution based on the values of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In today's world, in the past 42 years, international community has seen several mass protests of the Iranian people against their brutal regime, in all of which people have been brutally suppressed, resulting in thousands of deaths and imprisonments. Particularly in the last 12 years, the world has witnessed and experienced the will of we, the Iranian people, in opposing this religious kleptocratic regime of the Islamic Republic, Velayat Faqih, Ali Khamenei, and its constitution, and our aspiration for a secular democratic constitution. The international community must understand that the foundation of human rights and the interests of the Iranian people to live in peaceful coexistence within and with our neighbors and beyond are not negotiable. I strongly believe that the political forces in the free world who are not negotiating with the kleptocratic, theocratic Islamic regime and stand by the Iranian people in support of a national secular democratic coalition movement in Iran will be remembered as the true allies and friends of the future secular democratic Iran. Dear compatriots, the widespread boycott of the upcoming presidential election by the masses of the Iranian people will show to the world our resolve and commitment in supporting the national secular democratic coalition movement. This movement is determined in replacing the theocratical apartheid constitution of the Islamic Republic in Iran with a new secular democratic constitution that guarantees the unconditional implementation of human rights for every citizen of our country. Therefore, we seek 1. Ali Khamenei's resignation, 2. Holding a national referendum for the dissolution of the Constitution of the Islamic Republic, 3. Creation of the necessary conditions for holding free and fair elections in the transition period under the supervision of a neutral organization such as United Nations to elect the Founders' Constituent Assembly. 4. The new constitution of the country will be written by the Constituent Assembly shall be based on the following principles: Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the separation of religion and state with full respect for all religion and beliefs, equality of citizenship for all before the law, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, full equality of rights and opportunity between women and men, freedom of speech, ideas, and the press, freedom of political parties, trade unions, independent workers and industries, establishments of a free market economy and social justice, promulgation of peaceful foreign policies and constructive diplomatic relations based on the Iran national interests, adherence to and respect for international laws and order to maintain peace, security, and stability in the region and around the world, and compliance with the protocol and treaties of non-proliferation of nuclear, chemical, biological weapons of mass destruction. It is now up to all segments of the Iranian society, namely the journalists, workers, teachers, athletes, artists, the clergy, the government officials, to join the Iranian people in this national aspiration to boycott the presidential election in support of the coalition for a non-violent transition from the Islamic Republic to a secular democratic government that is for all people, regardless of their gender, religion, ethnic, and beliefs. The Republic of Iran. We learned from the bitter memory of 1979 that revenge, purge, executions, hatred, and violence have destroyed the fabric of cultural, moral, economical, political, and social values of our country. Iran, this proud ancient civilization that relies on vast natural wealth and human resources, has reached global isolation and is in misery and poverty, all due to the Islamic Republic. All of us, as a nation, from staunch opponents to government officials, have been taken into bitter captivity in the mirror of the Islamic Republic theocratic kleptocracy. The Islamic Republic, Iran, will be governed with the framework of the rule of law based on universally accepted human rights. No citizen will be imprisoned for his political or ideological beliefs. No government executions will be permitted. Revenge and enmity will disappear from our society. Those who commit civil wrongs to have the blood of the Iranian people on their hands will be held accountable to the Iranian people in an independent democratic system of justice. We, the signatories of this letter, with the support of business communities, the elites, the workers, the toilers, the entrepreneurs, from intellectuals to the armed forces, together until our last breath, will continue on the path of the National Secular Democratic Coalition movement for establishing the rule of law based on democratic and human rights values. Undoubtedly, we, the Iranian people, will achieve victory, and once again, Iran, by concluding diplomacy to promote friendship and interaction with the world, will play an important role in promoting peace and stability in the region. With humility and the most loving wishes, the signatories from Iran.